Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to What's the Damage? You know, you got the hiccups all of a sudden. I'm sorry if you notice if my nose is red. It's because I was sneezing before starting the video because I went to go get something and the dust flew into my face and I have allergies and I sneezed. I don't smoke though. I don't know why I made that smoker voice. But anyway, so here's the thing, guys. Now, today's topic is going to be something that I've thought about covering before on this channel, but I never really knew exactly how I could get into it, you know. But because I have been consuming a lot of sports lately, you know, and also sports related content on YouTube and also reading about statistics online and recording videos about sports. You know, I've been doing some soccer or football related content, so I kind of wanted to I've addressed this issue with my friends, you know, with my dad sometimes, you know, we talk about it, and I thought, you know what, this would actually make a very interesting video for YouTube, you know. I'm going to be talking about something that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know, even if you're not into sports, but it probably doesn't affect you as much, you know, if you're not into it or into whatever sport you watch. But anyway, now the concept of why athletes make so much damn money in our society today, you know, something that was not always the case, you know. A long time ago, people would play sports just because they loved it, you know. They would barely make a minimum wage, you know. Some of the best players that we saw in the history of football or soccer, for example, like Pele, Maradona, other guys, like they played it during a time where the sport didn't give them too much money, you know, especially Pele. Pele was essentially poor, you know. He was a celebrity and he started to make more money later outside of the sport and he became kind of like a poster boy, you know, but like inside the sport itself, he would make very, very little pay, you know. Today, obviously, it's different, you know. Soccer or football players are one of the richest athletes on the planet, you know, right up there with NBA players. So, I mean, why exactly did sport become such a huge monolith of power and money, you know? Now, the thing is that the reason, it's like, you guys might probably be thinking, why is he putting this in What's the Damage if he's just gonna talk about players making money and stuff? Because I don't like it. I do not agree with it, even though I understand why it is a thing. I understand why they make so much money, but I don't agree with it. You know, I don't like I don't really understand how it works. I think I'm phrasing that wrong. I understand. Whenever I sneeze, it's like my brain shuts off or something. I understand why it happens, but I don't think it's fair and I don't like it, and so that's why I'm putting it in What's the Damage, because this is essentially a huge complaint, okay? Now, first of all, let's talk about how this works. Now, you have to take one thing into consideration. Sports, guys, I mean, the athletes, the better you are, the more money you make, but we're not talking just about salary, what you make in a month, you know? Because the better of an athlete you are, the more of a poster boy you become outside of the sport that you represent, you know? So, for example, Cristiano Ronaldo, who plays for Juventus, maybe not for long, by the way, but he does not only make money in Juventus, you know, playing the sport. He actually makes money outside of it with his endorsements, you know. He does commercials, he represents brands, he probably invests his money in other ventures, you know. So he actually makes more money outside of the sport than inside of it, which is really freaking scary. Like, the day he retires, he stops playing, he's never gonna stop making money, you know. So back in the day, that's not how it used to be, you know. If you retired, like in the 80s or 90s or so, you probably wouldn't have too much luck making money, unless of course you were like a Ronaldo, you know. But the thing is that, you know, it started to become much more oversaturated with money, you know. I was actually watching a video earlier today talking about how much money LeBron James has and how much he spends, you know. This guy has so much wealth, you know, and it's really hard because he invests money as well, so it all comes back to him. But when, like, Michael Jordan to this day is, I think, one of the richest athletes on the planet Earth. I think he has a net worth of something in the billions, man, you know. He's like, I think he's still one of the richest athletes, you know, or at least in the NBA, even though he's retired, you know, because he invests, he makes joint ventures, he buys other teams, you know, and sometimes it may be other sports probably. So, you know, LeBron actually invested in soccer or football teams and also baseball. So, you know, he's making money from other places that's not just basketball. So because of this, and because we're living in a digital era where everything, like, you can make a YouTube video and it goes viral and all of a sudden you're making money without leaving home. So I'm pretty sure that players also do have success in this area as well. No matter what you do, Neymar, for example, no matter what he does, he breathes, he's making money from 10 different sources. So it's really crazy to put a firm figure on it, and I still do think it's unfair because these players are making so much more money than doctors and lawyers, physicians, surgeons, you know, teachers, people who actually contribute to society in a much more docile way. But then again, we do consume a lot of entertainment. You know, we do consume much more entertainment. Like, it's let's be honest, like let's say maybe in a month or so, like how much more frequently, no, which one do you do more frequently in a month? Do you watch television or a game, or maybe a movie, or play a game, or go to the doctors for a checkup? You know, so I mean, it does make sense that the entertainment industry in general, or sports, you know, is going to have much more money to burn, than in those other areas. Although I do still think it's unfair, especially here in my country, where an athlete makes so much more money. Sometimes they suck at what they do, and there are teachers and doctors who are struggling, you know, especially during the COVID pandemic, trying to save lives, and they make so much little money. So to me, that has always been unfair. Okay, now to illustrate for you guys just how much money I've been talking about in this video, I have a little chart here, you know, to show you guys a little bit of how much money the athletes make in different sports, you know. Now, here's the thing. These are actually by salary, endorsement, and total. So the total amount of money that these guys make every month is what I'm going to be showing you guys, so it can make it a little easier, you know, because some of them, for example, they make, one guy might make less in a month than somebody else, but the one that makes less in a month has more endorsements, so he actually ends up in the overall ranks. So let's start off with Conor McGregor, who is a UFC fighter, and at this moment right now, he is the richest athlete at the moment, because through his salary, his winnings, and endorsements every month, he makes $208 million a month. A freaking month, just to pound on a few guys in the ring. In second place, we have Lionel Messi, you know, who I talked about recently in another video. Through his salary, his winnings, and his endorsements, he makes in a month $126 million. Okay, everything here, some of these players, some of these athletes, they win, their salary is like in euros or pounds or reais or dollars, other kinds of currency, but everything here is converted to dollars to make it easier. In fourth place, okay, it should be third, why not fourth? Oh, okay, because I guess maybe in third place it's probably somebody from the same sport. No, probably Cristiano Ronaldo or Neymar. So because they're not exactly they are. It's not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but they are the 10 most paid athletes in different sports. So that's why it's spaced out. In fourth place we have Dak Prescott, who plays American football. Through his salary, winnings, endorsements, he makes a total of $108.4 million per month. Okay. Then after that, we have LeBron James, a basketball player. Through his salary, winnings, endorsements, $101.8 million per month. Okay. Then we have Roger Federer, who plays tennis. You know, through everything, a total of $84 million per month. You know, and then we have Lewis Hamilton, a Formula 1 race car driver, who in a grand total he makes $64 million per month. You know, so I'm just gonna bunch everything together: salary, winnings, endorsements. You know, and then we have Canelo Alvarez, who I guess is a boxer. There's a little boxing glove here, so that's what I can imagine. He, throughout everything that he does, makes a total of $63 million per month. Okay, and then we have Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods still plays golf. He's still active. Didn't know that. Okay, so Tiger Woods, through everything in total, makes $62.2 million per month. Okay, and then we have Francisco Lindor, who plays Major League Baseball. He makes $36.6 million per month across all of his winnings and his endorsements. Then we have Virat Kohli, who plays, what the hell is this? The hell is this? Is this backgammon? Is this? I'm gonna look this up later and put it in post. But anyway, he through his salary, winnings, endorsements, he makes $31.5 million every month. So as you guys can see, the numbers are frightening. These are what these guys make in a month, you know, and it's everything. Like their salary by itself is already really expensive. They make a lot of money just by playing their game and playing their sport, and every month that's the amount of money that comes in. But I'm taking into consideration the endorsements, you know, the partnership deals, and also the social media followings as well, because somebody like Neymar with so many Instagram followers definitely makes a lot of money on that as well. Social networking in general, in social media, the more followers you have, the more money you make. So it's really freaking crazy, man. It is really freaking crazy just how much money these bastards make, and they're like, and a lot of them don't even really help others. You know, they don't really invest in it. You know, LeBron James, for example, does a lot of charity work. You know, he makes an institution where he sometimes makes schools. You know, he definitely donates money to charitable organizations. So not everyone does this. Imagine if all of these athletes, like these 10 athletes, or even the ones who are in other ranks as well, each one of them donated at least like $1 million to charity. Man, the world would be such a better place right now if that happened. Now, like I said before, people consume entertainment and sports with much more frequency than you would go to a hospital or a grocery store, you know, because even if you don't like sports, you watch movies, you watch TV shows, you probably have Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney Plus or HBO Max or all of them, you know, or any combination of the four or other streaming services. So you definitely consume a lot of content. So you can understand why actors, for example, make so much money, because they are working in Hollywood in a space that millions of people will be exposed to them, you know, so there is a lot of money involved, so it makes sense. Same thing with sports, man, you know, I mean, they make money because they are on a world stage. There are millions of people watching them play the game, and there's a lot of money that's going into the teams because of this, you know, and the federations that represent them. So it does make sense how athletes make so much money. It's not fair, but it makes sense, you know. It's not fair for a doctor, for example, to make less money than that, because he is there, depending on the area that you work in, your job is to save people's lives, and you become grossly underpaid when you take into consideration how much of an athlete makes, you know. So to me, it's unfair. A teacher, for example, me being a teacher myself, and not trying to sound like I'm complaining about my salary, but I do make very, very little money, you know, and I live by myself, and sometimes I struggle. I'm actually going through a really rough period in my life right now, but I don't want to talk about that on YouTube. I don't want to bother you guys with my personal issues, but the point is that, you know, I make very little money as it is, you know, and I'm trying to get by. And meanwhile, an athlete here in my country, a guy who plays soccer or football, he kicks a ball around for 90 minutes and makes like 800,000 reais, you know. So that's really not fair, man. That's really not fair from my perspective, you know. There are many teachers who think the same way, and other healthcare professionals, you know, so it's really not fair. But unfortunately, it is our society, you know. People who are better off than me, you know, and others, you know, like if you are fortunate enough to live in a high-class family who has money, then you obviously wouldn't be complaining the same way that I am. And I love sports, you know. I love entertainment. I love watching movies and shows and games, you know. So, like, to me, it's unfair, but I'm not gonna like boycott the things that I like just because, you know, I want to protest that I don't make enough money, you know. That's not how it works. I'm still like, I'm okay where I am, but I know that I can be better, you know, if I just try to work a little harder. So, and if my YouTube channel ever takes off, then that's gonna feel really good too. But that's just it, guys. No, that's what I've been trying to say, you know. Like, I think that it's unfair, but it's justifiable. It makes sense given when you research how much there is involved, you know, outside of the sports that these guys play. But I think that's it, really. I think that's all I wanted to say. You know, if I was a professional, I'm sorry again, guys, for the random cut there. You guys saw it's because the stupid freaking battery died again. This is happening way too frequently when I record 4 vlogs. But anyway, so I'm just gonna wrap this up, okay? Whatever I was saying before, let's just end it there. So please subscribe to my channel, give this video a like if you happen to enjoy it. You know, I release content literally every single day, sometimes 1 video, sometimes 2. You never really know, you know, what's gonna happen with the Chaz, so you always gotta, you know, subscribe to make sure you guys are in the know-how, the loop, you know. So oh, and hit the notification bell to know exactly when these videos are going to be coming out, because I never really release the times. I just kind of upload them randomly, random times, you know, morning, afternoon, night. So hit the notification bell, subscribe to become a dude or a dudette, and that's it for now, guys. Sorry to rush here because I want to finish this before the battery dies again. So let's just wrap it up, okay? This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.